Hey guys, Dino with DinoRC, and I wanted to make a little video on how to take 2.2 wheels and put 1.9 tires on them. So, first thing you gotta have is a set of 2.2 wheels, which I just happen to have right here. Take a look at these. These are Shift Mavericks. I'm just gonna get one out for now. Let me see what I've done here. And then I'm going to be putting a set of dirt track scalers for 1.9s on these. It's from a Shift build off truck. I've already done a couple of them. Just go ahead and show you what they look like. Bam! Look at that bling. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So normally I might do a few different things to these tires. Vent them, change the foams if I was doing it for a competition rig. But these Shift wheels, you have to use the bead lock ring to put on. And I know a lot of people don't like this style of wheel, but it really doesn't bother me. Sometimes, yeah, I like the one that just uses the 5 or 6 bolts in it. But I've learned as I get older, I enjoy building. So part of building is putting screws in. And I enjoy putting them together. And like I said, depending on what kind of truck I'm building. You know, if I'm building a beater or a comp rig that I might need to change something fast on, then yeah, this is the style that I would probably rather have. Although I love these and have them on my comp rigs. They're really good wheels. It's hard to find a flat face wheel, seems like, because you can change the offset so good in them. But anyway, so you take your ring off, pull this one out. Go ahead and put this in. It's not very hard to get in there. There's not that much difference between a 1.9 and a 2.2. But just get your ring put in there. Make sure you pull your tire over the ring. Just like so. Check your foam. Make sure your foam is sitting on top of the ring. You don't want it to pinch it. Occasionally, I have found that depending on the wheel you're using, sometimes, you know, cutting your foams helps. If you're using a wide foam and a skinny wheel, sometimes you need to cut your foam a little bit. But anyway, decide which way you want your wheel to face. I want my lettering to the outside to where it's seen. So I'm going to insert the wheel from the back. Now this is a little harder than with the 1.9, but just pull your tire out and let it pull up there. And then push it into the ring. Look at the back and make sure that it's seated good. And if you're happy with the way that it looks, and it looks good and centered, I like to pull it out just to make sure I can see the edge of the bead on the tire. Now you're left with this. So you can't even see those bead lock spots in there. So I'm going to show you an easy way to do this. And so this is what I do. First, I'd make sure my foams are pushed back so they're not in the way. Get your bead lock in the right orientation there. And then go ahead and set it right in that little divot there and push up. All right, and push up until, I'm going to hold this up to the light so that I can see it good. Put that in there and push up till I can get it lined up on some holes. Now, then take your one screw and get it set in there. I love this little Samex. These things are awesome. They have great grip on them. And so, but anyway, we're going to start this screw. I said I was going to start it. I pushed up too far. There we go. So get it started, and that's about as far as you want to get it. So just started. Then pull up and just kind of pinch it over a little bit, and you'll be able to see your next screw hole. You can skip one or two if you want. Don't skip too far though. And then get that one in. If you don't want to go, just pinch up and pull up on the like I said, this isn't like you're doing a set of 1/9s where you're afraid you're going to pull it out of the beauty ring. It's just the opposite. And I'll show you in just a second what I'm talking about. This kind of makes for a long video with the, because it has so many screws, but that's just the way that it is. It's just the way that it is. You got to put all these screws in there. Like I said, I'm just pinching that tire up, putting quite a bit of force on it to get it above where it seats. And then what I'm doing is once I get all these put in here, and I'll show you, like I said, I'm not getting them very tight. If you tighten them up too tight, you'll have to back them back out. So you don't want them very tight. Now, normally, I would be Loctiting all these. Somebody in the comments be like, you didn't put no Loctite. No, I didn't Loctite these. And the reason why is because, like I said, this is going to be a show and shine truck. So it'll be very little running of this truck. I could have, it wouldn't have hurt anything. But it doesn't mean I ain't going to put them on tight. But yeah, if you don't Loctite them, you have to check them. And I didn't vent these tires. And I don't always vent my tires. I do a lot of times on my comp rigs and stuff. But it depends on the tire, the foam. It depends on a lot of things, where I'm going to be running it. But this particular one, I'm using stock foams. So I kind of want them to be, I don't want them to squish that much. They're already going to be squishing. This is a heavy truck. And I'm just using stock foams in this. So I kind of want them to have that built-in air pressure that can't get out, so the tire don't sag as bad. Now, I do not recommend starting these screws with the power tool. Now, sometimes I have the DeWalt screwdriver that moves with your hand. That works pretty good. But this, a good wrench keeps you from stripping or over tightening or breaking in these aluminum wheels. Now if I'm building a truck or something, maybe, but I usually take apart with a power tool and I put back with a hand tool. That's just the way I do it. You can do it however you want. But what I wanted to show you is, so now we've got these in here and it don't look too bad already. But what you're looking at is I don't know if you can see it or not, but under this seal, you can push in now. So I'm gonna go through and push. And what I'm looking for is that the edge of the rubber to go back to those screws. So I was pulling it out to make sure I could get in there. And now I'm just working it in there. I'm just taking and rolling my thumb. As you can see, just taking my thumbs around like this and just pushing it in there. And it's gonna roll it right underneath, right up to those screws. This won't work very well on a 1.9 build. This is 2.2 wheels with 1.9 tires. So if I was doing 2.2s on 2.2s, this is not the way I would do it. But this is how I do it with this. And it works out really good. And then all you got to do is tighten them up. And what I do usually is I'll tighten one. I don't get it all the way tight, but I'll get it fairly tight. And then I'll rotate. So I started here. Now I'm going to rotate over here. So north. Then do east. Then I'm going to go to south. And I'm tightening just a little bit more each time I go around. And then I'm going to do west. Then I'm going to go back to my north. And go back here. And I'm just tightening these down. Not over tightening, but just tightening. I don't want to push anything out. And then I'll go through and start working the rest of them. And I'll just tighten these down. As you can see, I'm moving through here pretty fast. It doesn't take that long if you've got a good tool. And these Samiks, I have MIPs too. I love MIPs. I can use just about anything. But hey, these Samiks, they do the job. And the way that they're cut, I mean, you can feel it on your fingers. You're getting a ton of grip. But that's what you do, is you just go through and tighten those up. And in the end, you end up with one of these right here. Look at that bling. And, you know, I wondered how the 419s would look on 2.2s, but as you can see, they look good. Kind of a long video, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's informative. I hope it helps you. Like I said, I don't know if this will work with every 2.2 rim, but it sure does work good for these. They don't seem to like they're going to slip or anything. There's some other things you could do if you needed to, but anyhow, this works good. I love the scale look of this. Looks like a big set of 20s on there. They look awesome. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the video, and you never know. Old Dino might see you on the rocks.